It's a sport played in elementary schools, at rec centers, country clubs, and now there's even a professional league. Wow.
What we're talking about is pickleball, and Paul Sylvia is here with our story. Hey, Paul.
Hey there, yeah. According to the Sports and Fitness Industry Association, pickleball is the fastest growing sport in the U.S. with a 12% increase in the past year. Chris Egan has more on the sport that was invented on Bainbridge Island and whose #1 player grew up in Chelan.
At Pickleball Central in Kent, business is booming.
Business is great. You know, the business has some tailwinds behind it. You know, the sport is growing.
Ed Hector is partner and CEO of Pickleball Central.
Overnight sensation that took 50 years to occur, but the most recent CIFA report is reporting that there's almost 3 million players around the country. It's growing at a double-digit rate, even at that height, so we're adding hundreds of thousands of players each year.
Pickleball was invented in 1965 on Bainbridge Island.
From an outsider's perspective, it's a combination of aspects of badminton, table tennis, and tennis.
Over the past 5 decades, it's been a very popular sport for the senior community and for people looking for some social fun while they compete.
The joke is it was a sport designed to be played with a red Solo cup in one hand and a paddle in the other. But the reality is that it's become this very high-level game.
57-year-old Glenn Peterson of Redmond is the #2 ranked 50 and over player in the U.S.
I play in Redmond. We used to only have 2 outdoor courts. Now we have about 12 outdoor courts, and they're always being used. So the popularity is just enormous right now.
No question, pickleball is a popular sport for an older generation of athletes, but a younger crowd of pickleball players have emerged, and they've taken this game to a higher level.
We are seeing some athletes entering the sport, some of which are coming from tennis, who are very high-level athletes who are dominating the game at the pro level. And people think pro level? I mean, pickleball pro? And the answer is it actually really is such a thing? The answer is yes.
Get that ball away from me.
Tyson McGuffin grew up in Chelan and is the #1 ranked singles player in the world.
It's pretty surreal. It didn't actually hit until I won the U.S. Open. Because last year I was probably top 3. I haven't lost a singles match for the last 8 months, and I've won the last 3 majors. So it feels pretty good. I definitely worked my butt off to get here. Didn't fall for it.
Tyson grew up wrestling, then turned to tennis in his teens. He played in college, then became a teaching pro. While in Yakima, one of his students asked him to play pickleball.
Kind of like most tennis players coming in, they hear the name and they're like, there's no way in heck I'm going to play this game, right? Because pickleball, the name's really not attractive.
But McGuffin loved it. In the past few years, he's won thousands in prize money, picked up a sponsorship, and now even has his own paddle.
This is my paddle. It's called the Invicta. It just came out. To get to the professional level, you definitely need to pay your dues. We see tennis players come in who played pro tennis, D1 tennis, and it takes them about a year and a half.
Mastering your touch around the net is key.
I think this is what's cool about pickleball too, is that at a higher level in doubles, the game actually gets slower. Why? Because everybody's hands are so good and everybody dinks so well. But obviously when they speed it up, the game gets pretty quick, right? But yeah, I mean, it's a mixture of finesse and feel and hand speed.
And a mixture of levels. Even an aging out-of-shape sportscaster can play.
It's a great time to be in pickleball. Everybody's hungry about it. Everybody wants to get better.
In Kent, Chris Egan, King 5 Sports.